Blacka, what happened? What a disaster here, man.
I had some people doing some cleaning for me.
But how can they see this field, man? From where they see this
Yeah,
field?
up on top of the hill.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. On top of the hill, because we went up and observed what went on.
So how did it go when they came up, the police, and what happened?
3 acres destroyed on this level, and about an acre above me. And all those families and so on is suffering right now.
They're suffering right now because the police cut it down.
Yeah, totally. And they seems to enjoy doing that. And they not only do that, but they take all your facilities, gas bottles and everything, and food and anything that is suitable for them. They work with it.
Yeah, because when we were here in 2 months ago, it was a beautiful place, Frank.
Man, it
nice
was
big plants. It was one of the
amazing.
best in Vinci.
It was really big plants already 2 months ago. Big and healthy and well taken care of.
Yeah, well,
and you could see
I spent a lot of money and work doing this.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend.
Yeah. Hey, and what's the situation for grows like this? How many police officers come up when they do it? They send black squad, special police force, or what they do?
Yeah, well, the black squad.
The black squad. How many police come?
Well, like sometimes, according to situation, 10 may come, maybe 6, maybe even more.
And they cut this whole field down, 6 police officers? There's a lot of work for them.
Well, sometimes maybe even more than that.
Yeah.
I wasn't really here.
And what happened with the plants? What they do with them?
Well, they destroy the whole, cut down everything. I had a special plant here. I noticed when I come around after a few days, I have seen no sight of it.
No.
Yeah, you had. I mean.
So you didn't know they take you to the police station.
It was a really high grade also. There was.
Yeah.
Special stuff. No?
Yeah. Plus, I had some high grade at the back, especially taken care of. They take a spear and they destroy everything.
Yeah.
And everything already burst to about that.
Huh.
Nice coming.
Yeah. So what do you think about the high grade compared to the local?
Well, the high grade is the grade.
Yeah.
Because now in Vinci, the high grade need to be around.
Yeah.
Because, well, like the time it takes and the quality, even with the police, they won't know how to command the people unless they see them. One of the things that, well, like I'm saying, most of the Vincentians have to know how they're approaching where they're planting. Some of them is totally too open.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's basically the rule. The police say if they see it from the road, they cut it down, no?
Not only
that's
that
what
alone,
they say,
not only that alone. If they can see it on the road, don't care how high it is, they can reach it.
They can reach and cut.
Yeah. Because you can reach here.
Yeah.
So if they see it or they can reach it, they can cut.
Of course.
Okay. Hey, so it's basically better to have some high grade and have smaller patches.
Right, definitely. Right, yeah.
That's what's going to happen now. That's why you see people moving into high grade and Jamaican stuff and having smaller patches.
Yeah, definitely. Because you got to survive. Right now, all bananas and planting, agriculture in the whole is total devastation as well.
Yes.
There's a
It's
disease.
not easy times.
No, a disease on all the bananas and planting.
There's a disease
Totally.
on the bananas
I'm talking about devastation.
in this island.
Right now.
And the whole Caribbean are only on this island.
Right now. Like, and all the traffickers now refusing these plants.
Yeah.
And
it's not allowed because if you import bananas with a disease, other countries are going to make problem. So this is big economic crisis also then.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
The people,
so
the people are hungry. Yeah.
So people are hungry on the island, and like the little money that is coming in mostly is from the herb.
Yeah, of course.
And like what I see going to take place very soon, probably by next year, like the guys who going to come out of the hills, well chopped down, going to be angry, and they're going to attack people, food place, robbery and all those stuff.
It's going to push up criminality basically.
Yeah, they're pushing criminality to the...
So basically what you're saying is that because the police cut down the plants, there's going to become more violence and crime in the street.
Yeah, not saying I am going to do that.
No, but some of them are going to do this because
but
they
the
need food,
majority
no?
is going to do that because they have family.
Yeah, they have family.
They're going
no
to take
food.
up guns, and when they're in a quiet place in the mountain, not see no one and so on.
Also, around the other islands in the Caribbean, Vinci herb is considered prime herb.
Yeah,
and it's
definitely.
considered very.
Yeah, the soil is very good.
What is how does the season go here? Because everybody plants 12 months a year, eh? But what's the best season?
The best season is around August. Go back to with the short days.
Yes.
With less
Yeah,
light.
yes,
Less
yes.
light to get bigger buds.
Yeah. But some
Back to
people
November.
But not with the high grade.
no, but
With the high grade, you
Yeah.
plant the high grade.
yeah,
In the long days, they get bigger buds.
yes.
I mean bigger trees. It goes
When you
bigger
pass
because
the
more
judge.
light.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But some people also say December is really, really good because we see all kinds of different grades and different. And now you also understand why people are planting small plants, big plants, because every time police come, they're not going to take everything. They're only going to take the plants that are ready, probably, no?
Yeah, well, not all time. Right now, like this field, every plant, the only thing they leave is these.
Only thing they leave is this,
Yeah.
the clones. But why do they leave this?
Maybe they probably think I'm coming back here. I'm Manchester. That. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, you can have to go back to another field, no?
Yeah.
How many police officers does Vincent have?
Too many.
Yeah, there's a lot of places, a lot, and that's one of the things that when the Prime Minister get in power, he get a lot of new police stations
Mm-hmm.
and the schools and stuff like that, but mainly police station. He's Minister of Defense.
But I also heard that one minister said, like not so long ago, that it's the main export product of Vinci, and we should also be a little bit careful with that because a lot of people are eating from this.
Yeah, but at the same time, most of the lawyers are vexed about the situation, but they're still on the restriction.
But it's stupid, eh? Because if you look to countries, like for example Trinidad, they really clamp down on the planters. You see a lot of violence in this country. Man, you see no-go areas in ghettos.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
curfew.
lot of cocaine problems. Curfew was there. We were there. Had a big curfew,
months.
and we think that if the government is smart to let the planters go, you know, and make some kind of tourist out of it, you know, because
Yeah,
you see
totally.
that in Thailand or you see that in other countries where people go to smoke, you know.
Yeah, well, the Prime Minister here is not stupid, you know.
No.
He's a guy and son who used to be a criminal lawyer.
Okay.
So you should understand.
So he should understand.
And what does he say?
Well, he seems to move in a soft area, and he also have his hard area too.
Yeah,
But
he wants
at the
to
same time,
keep everybody friends.
Yeah, but he's cushioning the situation.
He wants to be president.
Right. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
But Blacka, if I look at the geography of the island, man, I mean, they can't stop it.
No,
matter
there's
how
no
hard
way
they
to
cry.
stop it,
No
because, well, like,
way
you
they
see
can
it.
stop this.
You have so many soldiers on this island. You
Yeah.
cannot stop it.
Yeah, but to tell you that and so on, they know that the plant is for the seed or bearing seeds for the service of man, and it's God talking there when you're talking about that, not man. So their law cannot compare with the law of the Creator. So there's no way they can stop this from since creation.
Sure.
And this is one of the messages we want to show to the people, you know, that everywhere we come and where they clamp down on growers, you see more poverty coming,
Right, totally.
you know. And the children don't go to school anymore, the mothers have no food, it's terrible.
Yeah, well, this is one of the main things right now. I have myself experiencing that.
Yeah.
Because when they chop you down flat, all we can think in your mind and so on, how to start again, but you don't know where to start.
Well, actually, you should have 2-3 little fields, huh?
Yeah, well, that's
But then you can guard it. You cannot watch them.
and you can't watch the small the field.
Yeah.
But like there's technique now I'm working on, you know, because now, you know.
Are the
you
planters changing the system in Vinci because there's more police, or is it always been a little bit like this?
Yeah, well, like they're just getting more trained for the job.
Yeah, more trained for the job.
Yeah.
And we also heard there's some special Caribbean squad that once a
Yeah,
year they come with 200-300.
Right. Of course.
And what is this squad about?
To
Eradication.
eradication.
Yes.
Well, it used to be in Jamaica plenty,
Yeah.
but now.
But Jamaica's full of marijuana.
Yeah,
They
I know.
cannot stop it.
I know, but what happened and so on, they used to have the Americans coming in with helicopters.
Yes. That's
And,
what we do now in Trinidad, huh?
Yeah, they used to have the Americans come in, but like the Prime Minister decided we're not going to deal with America. Because they don't like him because they think he's a communist.
Yes.
And he deal with Cuba and other.
They don't like the president of Jamaica anymore. Yes. So the whole
no, I'm talking about
Of Vincent.
here, of Vincent.
Vincent president is very friendly with Chavez.
Okay.
And
Right,
Washington.
Yeah, so like the Americans do not like his approach.
Okay.
So like they're not going to give him no kind of aid between them, those kind of things.
Yes.
Now they're getting a lot of money from the Chinese government to build a new airport on the island.
Right.
They're building a brand new.
This whole new airport, but it would be so good because today we went also with the speedboat. We went all around the island. No,
But at the
you see
same
these
time,
long beaches. If you put like 4 or 5 little restaurants with like 50 bungalows, like in Thailand, you have 200 bungalows. You can have 400 or 500 people in each beat. You create economy.
yeah, totally.
You know, and if you let the people smoke, man, there will be a lot of people from all over the world coming. You know, and
So how it is really in Amsterdam, you know, on those places that have more freedom with the herb?
well, there you have special. It's not only Holland. It's also in America now, Canada, Spain. You know, you have special clubs
Czech Republic.
or like cafes, and you go inside and you can buy up to 5 grams in Holland. In Spain, it depends on your thing, and in America, you can have a pound. You know, you
Yeah,
can buy
yeah.
if you want. Easy. So, and that's the other funny thing, you know, because it was always America who said to everybody, "Don't grow," you know, and chasing everybody. But this is not the situation anymore. Yeah.
No, but
But now the countries that were always following America with the same policy, they should now also follow Americans
With a
and
new
say
policy.
with the new policy, you know, okay, we can grow now. The planters can plant and we can smoke.
Imagine 16 states in the United States legalized
Yeah, but-
medicinal herbs.
But they voted
16
for it.
states.
That's the critical, and that's also
Yeah,
what
but
I wanted
what
to ask
will-
about is why people, what the political situation is here. There's so many growers. Can't people just vote in the government?
yeah, but before when they used to burn the field, they take out the best buds and take in the helicopter and take it on the ship. So there was a pirate in the herb.
They were reselling it
Yeah,
on the black
they're reselling
market,
it, right.
stealing it, basically.
Yeah, well, they have American
And the
helicopters
government,
here.
This is like
no,
theft.
the government will get paid,
It's like theft.
So that's very corrupt, actually.
and then they spray things on the whole area, birds and different things.
they
die.
spray a chemical.
Yeah, they spray
So they used
chemicals.
to use
But
helicopters
where do they
here
do that?
Here, that was
They-
happening here before.
When was
before
this?
America
That's
got-
the government before.
The government before they were spraying.
They were spraying and killing out birds and different stuff and don't care about St. Vincent.
And you know what kind of stuff they were spraying?
I don't know
probably around the
the
vulture.
chemical itself, but like it was it's a white stuff and it was devastated to the birds and different stuff.
We know stories in Africa where Simon is that the helicopters were spraying even with the people in the field, just on top of their heads.
Of course. And like
know?
at the same time and so on, they're firing shots, even in a pot. Okay. Yeah, they're firing shots and like the helicopter opened the bush and so on, and guys used to run and run, trying to save their life. The Americans did not care, you know. If you're trying to get away, you know, you'll get killed.
Well, nobody can stop it. It's a green wave all over the world. Everywhere where you go, you see full of patches. It's unstoppable.